Your mother. Well, what is important is that, boys, today we're gonna do something interesting because I was like, boys! And I was like, what's better than being Greek? Being a Greek Vtuber. Rating Greece. So today, what we're gonna do, right? I made a tier list. I can't Greek. Well, that's your problema. Because we are Greek. For the most part. So I was like, what can I do? So, I made a tier list, right? There is a tier list that I made. And in that tier list, right? In that freaky ass tier list, we are gonna rate. We are going to rate every single provenance in Greece. Every single one of them. Alright. So, I had the idea. Yeah, Sparta, by the way, is right here, is in Peloponnesos. So we're gonna rate every single one of them. What are we rating them? In how much... I don't really know. We're just gonna rate them out of vibes. Out of vibes as a person that grew, for the most part, in the central Macedonia, aka Κεντρική Macedonia. Tell more than info about them? Okay. Every single provenance is fucking poor as fuck. Our average salary is about 900 euros. Which is very important. Because, okay, now that I think about it, I can rate where is the best and like the cheapest provenance to live in and which one is the worst one. Alright? So we're gonna do this. And what I find really fun is that, for the most part, sounds good. Exactly. By the way, this will be uploaded on YouTube as a video. Just saying. This is why I did this, because I thought it was gonna be a very fun idea. As a Greek VTuber slash Ellines, it would be very fun to do. So, starting off, alright, we have a place which usually is not really together. Hi YouTube, hello fellas, what's up? Kalhspera, Kalimera, Kalinichta. This is my tier list. This is my own personal opinion. Just saying this, you know, so that people are not gonna be weird about it. This is my own personal opinion as a person that grew in fucking Central Macedonia. Κεντρική Macedonia, fellas. So, starting off, since I did grow in Central Macedonia, I guess we're gonna rate first the northern provinces. I guess you could say states of Greece, which is, well, West Macedonia, Thrace, or Thrace, I'm not sure how you pronounce that in English, Central Macedonia, and East Macedonia. Alright? Bundesländer. Genau. So, starting off, I am gonna rate my own provenance. And as I said, because this is my own tier list, I'm gonna be biased. Because I'm simply based. So, I'm gonna put Central Macedonia, right? Κεντρική Macedonia. As a personal experience. It's not S tier. But it's not B tier or C tier either. I would put it high A, low S. You may ask why. Well, because simply, I mean, low-key, like every single one of those actually are going to A, low S. Or actually, you know what? Out of every single one of those, actually, Central Macedonia goes to S because, well, North Macedonia, North Greece is simply better at everything than people from Athens. So this is, you know, simply the truth, and the truth, because you guys suck. You know, it is what it is. You guys suck. You all suck ass. In that key, in particular. Now this is just compared to my own personal tastes. Also, the living condition in Athens is kind of shit if you live within the city of Athens. But like in Macedonia, I think quality of life in particular is slightly better. Because simply, well, you know, we are not, every single one of us is not like in a place by itself, alone. Because guess what? Right here, if I remember correctly, we have about 1 million people, like within the whole Central Macedonia. They have that much in a single city, which is very bad. If you know, housing is a problem, which guess what? In Athens, it is a problem. Also because, you know, it's like the biggest city in Greece. Well, it was kind of obvious that would happen. But here we have the second biggest city in Greece, which is Thessaloniki, which is base as fuck, which I think is, well, it's not much better than Athens, but it is better because one thing and one thing only. They say stuff wrong in Athens, and they think they are right because there are more of them. But being wrong and being more doesn't mean that you are right. Simply because they say that souvlaki, which is a very traditional fast food in Greece, pretty much, they call it kalamaki, which is the thing you put in your fucking Freddo Espresso, Freddo Cappuccino, aka they say that it's a straw. But for some reason, they decided that, you know what, we're gonna call straw a straw and straw a fucking souvlaki, which simply doesn't make sense because they're kinda stupid. And, you know, Athene. This is directly directed to my boy Darking, a fellow Greek who is also from Athens. He has mental illness. I hope he gets better. I love you, bro. And for this reason only, you know, I guess, you know, I mean, they do have some nice stuff, right? They have like the Parthenon, which I mean, like, okay, you know what. But the thing is, we all know that Athens has a lot of beta males. And you've seen the memes. Spartans, gigachads. People from Athens are fucking... yeah. They are something. Not sure what, but something. So, I am gonna be benevolent. And... you could say that. But no, not really. They simply have mental illness. But they're not Americans. That's something where I'm not gonna touch. You know, the people from Athens may have a mental illness, but at least they are not Americans. This is why they're gonna get the C tier. You know? C tier for cunts. Because most people from Athens are fucking cunts. Moving on, right? We have Central Greece, which, I mean, I've been there for like as a stop when I was going to visit a couple of friends in Athens for a couple of days. In general, it's a beautiful place, but they are getting, nerfed by being near Athens, which is kinda sad, because I've seen the place, it's very fucking beautiful. Central Greece has like some of the most beautiful scenes I've seen. It's not even close. Because there is this place right here, as you can see, this thing right here, which is it's kind of like an island like Crete, which is right here, but it's still connected to the central country by a very small road, which also looks very nice. So just by that, they're gonna get at the very least B tier. They get nerfed by being near Athens, which is sad. But well, what can you do, right? I mean, there is that, fellas. I'm sorry, you are very close to fucking Athens. 07, I hope you guys get better. But I do love the views there. Also, there are a lot of weird fucking villages near that place. Like, very weird villages. Which, you know what, just for that actually, you guys are gonna get the A tier, because you have some very, very weird names for villages. Like, you know how there is that one village that's named the fucking? Well, think of something similar, but in central Greece. They do have some of those, which I found funny. So, you know what, guys, you are gonna get, you know what, not A actually, you're gonna get high below A, okay? Like, for the you're nearer to like high B than to A, but at least, you know, there's that. Well, you know, after that, after this place, right here, Central Greece, we have Thessalia, which I've been there. Beaches, goated. They have some of the most beautiful beaches I've been to. One of them is like named Olympian Beach, Olympiaki Akti in Greek, which I did go to, you know. A lot of people from different races, and all of them were so fucking nice. Every single person I met in Thessaly was very nice. Food was amazing, lot of fish, well, we are known for that. And the vibes were there. Very, very good vibes. I don't really know how's life there in general, because, well, you know, I've been there mostly to like beaches, and the beaches are very nice. I don't really know how it is on winter months. I'm guessing it's probably good, but it's probably gonna be, you know, like a little bit all over the place due to like also technically being near the central Greece. Also, they do have Mount Olympus, which is well, you know, where, well, the Olympian gods lived in ancient Greece. Which, you know, I guess if you like history, there is that. You can go there, you can climb Mount Olympus like Kratos, and you can see the wonderful views from up there. You do have to be careful though. You do have to be very careful. So, Thessaly is gonna get, from me at least, A tier. Nice place. I don't really know about it that much, but it's a very nice place. Now, we are going to a very, very, very goated place that a lot of us know, which is Peloponnesos. And what do we have in Peloponnesos? We have Sparta, aka Sparta, where the Spartans came from like every ancient movie that we have. Well, they do have some of the best olive oil, period, there. I do have to say that. Kalamata is a good place. But at the same time, they are kinda near Athens. But the vibes between them are not good. Because ancient Athens and ancient Sparta did have a very large beef. Just because of that and nothing else, I think that Peloponnesos deserves to be at like S tier. Of course, below Central Macedonia, because we do have Mega Alexandro. We have Alexander the Great. So, although they do have Leonidas, we have Alexander the Great. So, there's that. I'm sorry, Spartans, you are good, but you know your place. It's whatever, okay? It's fine. Next, we have a very nice continent, a very nice province, which is Epirus. I've been there for a couple of days, 2 weeks, mostly to visit like relatives. They have a lot of greenery, which is, a very big thing in Greece. But the greenery I've seen there is very nice. It's like very beautiful scenery of like greenery, if you get what I mean. Like, if you go there, especially like near the summer months, it's probably a very beautiful place to go to. But not a lot of people go there. Usually they go there just like go past it and go to the islands. Because there is a very large island, which we're gonna get in a bit, there. Housing, they do have a lot of older houses, which I did live to there. My great-grandmother is from there. And the place was very nice, although it is like very, very, I guess kinda hard for people that don't really have that much stamina to go there, because everything has like, it's upwards. Everything goes up. And if you don't have a car, you have to go there by foot. So let's say your great-grandma lives like all the way up to the top of the cliff. You do have to walk for like 5 to 10 minutes to a very steep incline. Which, I mean, for younger people like myself, it's fine, it's whatever. But, I think we do have to factor that in, which, makes me feel like it kinda nerves it, because as it plays itself, hello there, Mr. I do forget that I live near a hospital. But yeah, moving on. But this is why I do think that, they are kinda getting nerfed because of accessibility. Although I haven't been to any large towns in Epirus, I've been mostly to villages. It's nice, it's beautiful. I don't really know how the towns are there though. This is why I'll play it, kinda safe, and I'll say it's high B with Central Greece. They are right there. You know what? I think Athens has to go down to D tier because, well, it's Athens. Yeah. By the way, I do think Thessaly is probably above West and North and East Macedonia, because I have my own reasons. Now we're moving on. Let's you know what? We're gonna vote the islands last. We're gonna rate them at last. We have West Greece, which has a very, very famous town by the name of Patra. It's known for its nightlife, I guess you could say. And we do have like some very famous parties going on there every year. Near the Halloween, if I remember correctly. where it's pretty much they go by the name of Apokris in Greek. It's pretty much a masquerade party, that's what they say, you know. But, you know, the difference is that you're in a very nice Greek city instead of being in Germany, as we are, said. But at the same time, you know, as I said, probably because it's a very famous city, the houses there are gonna be kind of expensive. Although I do know that the sites are nice, we do have to factor in that it's mostly a place where a lot of students are, so housing is kind of difficult. But hey, if you're a student, you're probably gonna find like some sort of a house. It's probably gonna be like a single room or like a shared dorm or something. But yeah, for the most part though, it's a nice place. I do have a couple of friends there that I'm going to visit, but until I go there, I am gonna be, well, fuck you, shrimp. I'm gonna vote you sit here, because you're cunts. We have the dumbasses and the cunts, right there. Well, you know, I cannot give it any better because I am biased because I do live in the north. And we all know that the people that are not in the north and they are in the south are kinda cringe. So, you know, after all of those places, we are starting off with islands, which we do have a lot of islands, but we have like a very particular order. Technically, the islands are like, you know, there are big islands like Crete and Rhodos, but the only island that is like a province by itself is Crete. It's Crete. I'm gonna say it's Crete, okay? In the Ramen Crete. And, well, Crete is very nice. It's pretty much the Florida man of Greece in terms of everybody's fucking insane, but they are very, very, very nice people, and you don't really get the Florida man news from them. At least we don't get that. They probably do get that. But yeah, they are very, very, very crazy. But the thing is, as I said, it's the most famous island we have in Greece. So housing there is expensive. And well, you know, I don't really like that much heat because, believe it or not, I am very white. Although I do live in Greece, or you know, I lived for like most of my life in Greece. I am very white, and if I go there, I'm gonna get sunburned. So we do have to factor that in. You could say I could wear like sun lotion and skin protectors, but you know, I'm like For the most part, the food there is amazing. A lot of olive trees, so the olive oil from there is also very nice. And well, the olives are goated, like in Kalamata. But as I said, because it's an island, the prices there are not cheap. Stuff there are not cheap. But the thing is, that goes like for most of Greek towns at this point and provinces. Everything is going up. But at least, you know, being in central Greece, stuff are gonna be like slightly cheaper due to not having the goddamn tourist tax, which a lot of towns in Greece and islands have. So for this, you know what? I think Crete will go to C for Crete. Not because it's bad, but you know, I do think like those places are better because, well, they are. Although like Crete is very beautiful. I am gonna say that. I'm not saying Crete is not beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's a very nice place. But you're probably gonna pay your ass off. And you know, as a local, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay in my very nice place in Southern Macedonia. So, next we're going by the Ionian Islands, Ionian Nisia, which we do have a very famous one there, which is right next to Epirus. It's Kerkyra, which is the island that is kinda near to Italy. Fun fact about Kerkyra. It was an island that actually, if I remember correctly, was under our very, very, very nice neighbors, aka the fucking British. It was under British commandment for a couple of years. And technically they gifted them back to us. Thank you very much, Britain, for giving us our land back. I do know that was probably very hard for you, but you did take like half of our historical statues to your museums, because you kinda do that. So, you know, fuck you guys. You know, we do have to say that. It's a very nice place. I've been there. The houses, from what I remember, were not that expensive, but when I went there, it was like a couple of years ago, and I don't know how much of a difference it is now. You know, the difference. Because it's a very famous island, the place is probably quite expensive, but it's very beautiful. And you know, I do have to be a bit biased because I did live there for almost a month to a couple of relatives. I do have a lot of them there. Nice place, nice housing, beach is amazing, food very nice, but because it's you know, a very famous island, I don't think it's gonna be like above A tier. I'll give it high B, right next to Epirus, just for them to be together, you know, just to be like fair. You cannot see the island, by the way, because it's like very high up. So, next place we are going with, well, I mean, pretty much right here, we're gonna go with those first, right? Those are the... wait, are those the northern or the southern ones? Oh wait, those are the southern. We're gonna go with... I am gonna give them, you know, a general. I don't want to like, because technically there are more provenances. I'll just say Kyklades period, because I don't... this video would be much larger. I'm just gonna like end it with those two. Technically, I could like make them, you know, some subcategories, which I will at some point in the future, I guess. Not yet though. I will say, because we do have a very big island there, which is named Rhodos. You probably do know the Colossal of Rhodes, you know, from God of War. That very big statue in God of War 1, if I'm correct. That is in those islands right here. I haven't been there, but I do know it's very expensive, and I do have a couple of friends there. It's nice, from what I know. It's very nice, but it's an expensive place, and I will rate both of those together. The thing is, right, the place is a little bit not very accessible to medical care unless you are at a very big island, and that's a problem with the smaller islands. There are quite a lot of them, and the medical care there is kinda shit. You know, not to say like, you know, other places have like better, but the thing is, at least here you have a chance. Here it's gonna take a couple of hours if you have like a very big problem that the local hospital cannot handle it. And well, you know, well, islands, Greece, you get a fuck ton of tourists, which, you know, it's good for the local economy, but people there are very miserable. Although, I do have to say, we do have Mykonos. I don't think I have to say anything else. the place is very fucking expensive. The thing is, if you are Greek, the prices are gonna be better, but if you're a tourist, you're gonna get your ass handed to you, because everything's gonna be like 10 times more expensive at least. So for the locals, I guess it's okay-ish. But for tourists, it's probably, I mean, you're going to a very expensive island, you will have money, aka you're American. But for me, personally, I think every single island is probably high C, low B. But just to be fair, I will put them to low B, because I don't think they have to be near Athens, because it's Athens. I do have to say that people from Athens, the fuck is your problem? For real. Like Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is my tier list for the Greek provinces. I am biased because I am from Macedonia. So yeah, well, Kalhspera, όλους σας. And yeah, I do feel that, you know what, this is my tier list after all, so, you know what, yes, I feel very good, very, very good about this. So, next tier list, I'm not gonna sure when it's gonna be, but hey, that's my tier list for the Greek provinces, and I think we're gonna end that here, so... Thanks everybody that will watch that in the future, you guys are awesome. Of course, this is, all made with good faith and stuff, of course, I'm not saying that any place is bad, of course. It's a personal preference. Every place is amazing as long as, you have a family and stuff, and, if you made it there, it's very good for you, and I hope you do go further in your life. I hope everybody has a nice day, and I will see you in the next one.